anything that we look around in the universe, it's space and time. So then comes the question, space is something that you can clearly see and obviously feel it and you can touch, there are objects, but time is something that is elusive, but it exists, right? So Einstein, as he put across, time is relative. Depending upon, how fast you're traveling, the time literally changes for you. Either it slows down or it speeds up. But obviously one cannot travel faster than the speed of light, and that's kind of the limit that sets for the time as well. So the speed of light, in other words, is a consequence of time, if you think of it that way. Okay? And whenever we say time, we look at our wristwatches and then say, this is what our time is. So although we talk about time as a particular instant, what we end up measuring is the series of repeated events. For example, a day can be split into morning, afternoon, evening, and then night, right? So this is how we could kind of make 4 parts, but obviously they are not equal parts. Night is pretty long compared to this. So this is how, like 3,000 years ago in Stonehenge, that's why we have those structures of Stonehenge in which the shadow, was looked into, and then they were able to find out, okay, this is morning, this is afternoon when there is very little shadow, and then this is evening when the shadow is on the other side. So the idea is to be able to measure these series of events. In that sense, if you think of a pendulum, the tick of a pendulum, that's basically like 1 hertz, right? It has that swing of 1 hertz. Similar to that, when you look at the oscillations, there are a series of natural oscillations. If we take of atoms, for example, they also oscillate between the 2 transitions. So the idea of being able to measure these oscillations, one can determine and then say what time it is. So that's how we always measure these cyclic events and then talk about, past, present, and future as a time.